What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another video. Today I want to talk about Dead City Season 2 Episode 5 coming up. Kind of break down a handful of frames that I grabbed. I'm not going to go too deep into it. There's some other stuff I want to talk about, but just talk about this next episode. And we did get a trailer or a teaser, I guess, for the remainder of the season. So kind of a Season 2B trailer. Kind of breaking down a handful of different things going on, highlighting a couple of different things that Negan has to go through, and a couple of frames, or at least one good frame, kind of bringing things full circle or just giving some indication of what's going on. And just there's some big events, I think, coming, and that's why we've been denied any kind of reviews about episodes 7 and 8. And not only that, there's probably some stuff that they just don't want getting out there that could maybe lead into something bigger. That's what I'm hoping anyways, that we're not just going to get kinds of hands-off finale where it doesn't really mean anything in the ending or in the big picture kind of sense. But I want to talk about these handful of frames that I grabbed from one of the trailers that we got for episode 5 coming up this Sunday, and just talk about predictions and just stuff going on with Walking Dead and just the rumors too surrounding certain characters. But this first frame, nothing big, just Negan. He's obviously in Dama's area. She has this mouse maze set up. You can tell, and just what we learned from her in one of the previous episodes, just she is just very holier than thou, or just really thinks very highly of herself, considering who she was in the old world, and not really taking well to criticism. And you could see, like, when Benjamin was talking about her life as a critic, like her twitching and shit in the background, just she's something, I guess, kind of painful, or she just doesn't want to revisit, or maybe an embarrassing moment considering she bit someone in an altercation, and that's like one of the last things that she did, I think, that probably broke her career or whatever. But moving on to the next one, we have Christos. Now, we've been hearing a lot about Christos. He was actually one of the former residents of the museum. That was his last home, and he lost it in a wager with Bruegel, and now he's residing somewhere else. It still looks pretty swanky, honestly. But we got him sitting in front of this fireplace. He's got 2 German Shepherds, so he is maybe the big dog, not to be funny or anything, but the guy that's in charge of a lot, someone that they very much want on their side when it comes to the New Babylon army or whatever coming, because Dama fears them so much, or just what they could pose a threat as. And this is Negan. Their last interaction probably didn't really go so well, considering Negan shocked him and put him on his ass. And I don't know if he's going over there to apologize, or just what's going on, to maybe to reiterate that you're going to listen to me, you're going to do what I say. But just some of the things that I've seen in the trailers, it really looks like he's going over there to maybe kind of make good, or just play nice or whatever, trying to get him to understand that we need you, or just something feels different about his next interaction from what we've seen from the trailers. But moving on to the next one, we have Negan here, and he's in this room where there are tanks or cylinders with the methane, and it almost looks like he is in a moment of opportunity. So this is probably the episode where Negan kind of starts to rebel, in a sense, against Dama, and just there's some big things coming up. There's some things going on in the background that we don't see yet, where Negan, he is not going to put up with this, especially with basically the threat that she's made, considering his family and everything, or concerning his family. And whether or not she actually has them, I honestly don't think she does. I think she's full of crap. And she's just using this as a bribe, or not so much a bribe, but just blackmail to say, we have them and you're going to do what we say. And there's no real evidence of the fact. So I think Negan might find this out, and she is going to pay in the worst way possible, which I really hope, because Dama is just a really twisted, evil character, and she's really manipulative and everything, considering everything that she's done to Herschel. And there's just so much more I think that we haven't seen yet of just how far she's willing to go. Then we got our people back at that Central Park hideout or whatever. That's community of these, kind of primitive type people, but I guess there were a lot of kids or whatever, because the leader, I can't remember her name, but she mentioned how the girl that died in the last episode was a 4th grader when it all happened, when everything started to fall apart. And so they've come to be this close-knit community or whatever, and it looks like we have Colonel Lucia, who everyone knows I don't like, and that seems to be the general consensus amongst the fans. Just the whole Babylon story thing is just kind of dumb and weak. But we have her, what looks like, turning on these people, because I think she's gotten to Jenny too, and just wanting to use these people for resources, because she just has this really, you know, ill-conceived, or just this sense of importance that's just really not true. They've really kind of built the New Babylon community up to be some formidable force, but so far we've not really seen anything to support that. And I'm kind of sick of that storyline, and I hope it goes away this season because they've just proven to be just kind of stupid, honestly. This is just an aerial shot that we've seen in a lot of trailers. I just think it's an awesome shot, so I included it. But then we have a scene in the trailer too where Negan says to Dama, "I'm the best you're gonna get," and then it immediately jumps to this thing with Bruegel where it looks like he's slaughtering maybe a community, or maybe it's just walkers. But we see that we have Herschel and a handful of others, so they at some point maybe invade that Central Park camp, and just because the way he looked over at the closing shots of the last episode saying that he has, more things up his sleeve or whatever, and he's probably going to make a very kind of nasty move towards that group because, like I mentioned, here's a shot of Herschel, and then you got people kind of screaming in the background. So I think they attack that community. Then we get a shot of Jenny here holding up her gun, and we got this whole confession with Jenny wanting to go after Negan because he told her that he killed her father. And I guess we haven't really gotten the real breakdown of why. Maybe he was one of the men that assaulted Annie, and this is why he had to put him down, because he was kind of a vicious piece of crap. So this is something maybe he doesn't want to fully explain to her, to kind of shatter her illusions of who her father was, or just what's going on there, or if it's even true. I mean, we just don't know yet. But aside from that, I just want to talk about a particular rumor that's been floating around out there as far as Negan's role and his future in The Walking Dead. Just the evidence that's kind of stacking up against him, and just things that Jeffrey Dean Morgan himself has said, and just again rumors that are floating around out there. Nothing concrete as far as, this is exactly what's going to happen, because we just don't know yet. But there's a lot of rumors, and just based off what he said, it's kind of looking like Negan could possibly die, or just maybe we'll get a situation where he walks off in the sunset. Maybe Dama really does have his family, he gets them, and then he takes them and leaves. Whereas, there's a possibility too that he could die maybe by Maggie's hand or somebody's hand, kind of bringing things full circle, just considering what's going on and all that. But to kind of support it, I'll lay out a few different things. Um, More so with what Jeffrey Dean Morgan has said with this one particular article. It's from Collider, and I think he said it with a few other people. This might be just from one interview that other people have kind of broken down. But he says, "This has been a part of my life for so long that I don't ever picture it ending unless I finally say I'm too old to do this anymore," which I'm getting dangerously close to. So obviously, this is him talking about his part as Negan, because he has been playing the part of Negan for almost a decade. And he is getting older. I think he just turned 59, so he can't do this forever, because it's probably a very, very physically demanding part. But just there's other things kind of leaning up against that might support him either dying or just leaving. But you got the whole thing with Ginny. Like, we don't know the exact circumstances surrounding, why she wants to kill him, other than he told her that he killed her dad. But, he may have had a good reason. He may have been one of the assailants towards Annie. So we don't know for sure if that's it. But along with him kind of leaning towards becoming old Negan again, I don't think he's going to go all the way, honestly, unless I think he might get kind of strong armed into one situation of putting that bat to someone's head. But there's, he's sporting the leather jacket, he's sporting a new Lucille, even though he didn't make that. But then you just got him kind of being swayed, or being kind of forced into these situations of being a leader again. And then you got the reappearance of his real life wife, Hillary Burton, coming in to play the part of the actual Lucille. Now, this could be in a moment of just, crisis of faith kind of thing, or just a moment of struggle, or maybe even so a moment of him actually dying, or just something going on where we don't know the whole picture. And finally, there's the evidence, I guess, or the rumors, and I will leave links because I did a couple of videos about these a few months back, that they had done reshoots for the final episodes, whether it be the finale or the actual couple last episodes, and that's why they want to keep it wrapped up in secret. But there was rumors that they had been spotting refilming scenes of New York Central Park area back in, I want to say, January, February timeframe. And there's the rumor too, on top of that, that those reshoots included a funeral scene. Now, I don't know any details about it. I don't remember honestly seeing anything about this. I might have just glanced over it and missed it. But that kind of lends itself to the theory again, could this be a funeral for Negan? Now, I don't think it'll go that far, but I could be wrong. But there's just always that possibility that they're going to film a full blown funeral scene for Negan, or it might be, made to appear that way, which I don't think they'll kill him, honestly. I think that hopefully, anyways, if it's true that Dama actually has his kid and his wife, that they will actually get there and they will leave. But then again, too, I don't think they're going to bring the actress who played Annie and whatever kid they cast as Joshua, because we never met Joshua, to come in for a cameo just to maybe lend itself to that storyline just to leave. I don't think they'll go that direction, but there's just so many possibilities, I think, with this, what they could achieve with it, and with it being the last couple of episodes, what could they have possibly changed? What could they have added in? Because I've also theorized that maybe they're doing an after credit scene or a cameo or just something that was kind of decided last minute to feed into a bigger story, which is just what I'm hoping. So I'm very interested to see just how the rest of the season is going to play out. What is it about those last two episodes that they want to keep secret? Is there something bigger, or is it just simply because they don't want things to get out about the finale because they've had such problems with leaks in the past? So I'm really excited to see what's going on because I have been enjoying the show and it has been a fun watch, and just there's so much more I think going on with the show and so much more potential. Aside from the fact that I think the whole New York thing, I'm really hoping they kind of wrap that up because I don't think they can drag that on for another season or two, especially with Dama and Croats, who I really believe their time is coming. Something is going to happen where somebody gets triggered and they end up dead, which would be the best result. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to break down that trailer and just give my thoughts on some rumors and things. I will leave a link for the article in the description where Jeffrey D. Morgan talks about maybe his time on the Walking Dead sunsetting. And I guess that'll do it. So if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.